We can narrow the list of possible presidential running mates for vice presidential running mates for Kamala Harris now. Strike another name off of the list added to Gretchen Whitmer, who made it very clear that she did not want to be on the ticket. She claimed that she wanted to stay in her home state and stay in the governor's mansion. I suspect she doesn't want to be associated with Kamala Harris. North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper yesterday said, add my name to the list. My words, not his. Cooper said he's no longer in the running to be Vice President Kamala Harris's running mate this election year. The governor confirmed the news in a statement on X. The New York Times broke the story yesterday, reporting that Cooper informed Harris's team about his decision to withdraw his name. Now, who knows how serious she was about choosing the North Carolina governor? He probably would have been a good pick for her. His name hasn't been one of the ones that have been mentioned as often as, for example, Senator Mark Kelly. Gretchen Whitmer was always at the top of the list. Pete Buttigieg is frequently mentioned, as is Governor Shapiro from Pennsylvania. Cooper said in his statement, I strongly support Vice President Harris's campaign for president. I know she's going to win, and I was honored to be considered for this role. This just wasn't the right time for North Carolina and me to potentially be on a national ticket, he said. As I've said from the beginning, she has an outstanding list of people from which to choose, and we'll all work to make sure she wins. Again, my political analysis, I'd love to get your thoughts. I don't think they want to be associated with Kamala Harris. Cooper was considered one of the top contenders among Harris's potential running mates in recent days. After Joe Biden, of course, dropped out, things have escalated pretty quickly for Kamala Harris. As mentioned, Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro has been top of the list. A lot of people think he's probably the best strategic running mate, bringing Pennsylvania along with him. Of course, the Illinois Governor, Pritzker. She's also looking at Minnesota Governor Tim Waltz, and, of course, Senator Mark Kelly, all reportedly sent vetting materials in the past week once it was known that Kamala Harris was going to be the likely Democrat nominee. John Locke Foundation senior political analyst Mitch Koke told Fox News Digital yesterday that the North Carolina governor was considered a good match for Harris. He said Democrats are likely to see Roy Cooper as a good match for multiple reasons. First and foremost, Cooper helps bring North Carolina's 16 electoral votes into play in a way other candidates do not. He has won 6 statewide elections since 2000. That's an impressive accomplishment for a Democrat in a state that has trended right during the same period. Cooper would have been a good choice. But again, I don't think he wants to be associated with a failing campaign. What do you think? 800-655-6453. You think Roy Cooper really has no interest in being vice president, or does he just not have any interest in being Kamala Harris's vice president? Is he trying to distance himself? Does he know something maybe we don't know? Truly, I think the same thing with Gretchen Whitmer. I think they just don't want to be associated with cackling Kamala. It could go, I guess it could go well for them if she happened to win, but it could also go very bad for them as well. It could taint any future they have. And I think Roy Cooper wants to do more than be governor of North Carolina. I think he's a very ambitious governor. He's an ambitious, very progressive politician. He's done things in North Carolina that I never thought I would see done. He's also a smart politician. And I think he does not want to be associated with the Democrat Party we're seeing right now. He's kind of sat on the fence. He's tried to play both sides of the aisle. He's tried to be that middle-of-the-road governor in North Carolina, although he occasionally goes off the rails. But I think he just doesn't want to be associated. I think a lot of these candidates who would be top of the list do not want to be associated with Kamala Harris. Would you? Would you want to be on this lady's ticket? If you're an aspiring politician who would like to be on the national platform. I mean, for someone like J.D. Vance, it's a dream come true to be on the ticket with Donald Trump. A lot of people wanted to be on the ticket with Donald Trump. Now, there probably, in all fairness, there were probably some people who did not want to be on that ticket either. But Kamala Harris, I think we're starting to see how the Democrats really feel about her. A lot felt like, well, we have to get in line. We have to we have to coalesce around her. But they're doing it reluctantly. And the fact that she's had a couple of governors now say, hey, thanks, but no thanks, I think that says a lot about her as a candidate, doesn't it? Am I missing something here? Hi, Bob. You're on the Mike Gallagher Show.
Hey there. How are you today, sir?
I'm wonderful. Hope you are. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Hey, listen, we need to stop. We need to cut these Democrats right off at the ankles and stop going with grade school taunts. They're calling the president and the vice presidential candidates weird.
Yeah.
You got to say it straight. We don't follow grade school taunts. We're here to help the American people where the shoe leather meets the pavement.
Yeah.
We're not here to play games. We're not in the third grade, and we're not going to go along with that. This is what matters to Americans. The economy, our freedom, and our culture.
Yep.
And our debt is huge, and we're going to go broke soon. This matters to Americans. The price of eggs, everything under the sun, the price of gas. This is something they want to distract us from. We're not going to be distracted with grade school taunts. That's it.
I agree. You're dead on it, Bob, and I've been saying that. Appreciate your phone call. We got to stick to the message, stick to the policy. Talk about the $35 trillion debt. You owe $155,000 of that. I'm Joey Hudson, in for Mike Gallagher.
Hey, Joey, how you doing today?
I'm wonderful. Hope you are. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I just wanted to say how I think the Trump campaign just needs to stay the course. They're really doing a great job so far. Clearly, picking a running mate like J.D. Vance that brings absolutely nothing to the table. He's brought no new voters whatsoever. I think was a brilliant move. I think Trump should continue the name calling of women. I think ostracizing half the population.
So Fritz.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're not a Trump supporter here, huh?
No, I am. I'm saying I think it was smart. Like telling Hannibal Lecter stories, that's really attracting a lot of people. It really shows how brilliant he is.
So you think Kamala Harris is a good candidate? What does Kamala Harris bring to the table?
Well, I wish she would start talking about sharks and batteries and.
All right, where do we find these people, Will? 800-655-6453. Hey, look, we give everybody an opportunity here on the Mike Gallagher Show. 800-655-6453. Your call is welcome as well.